What's up, everybody? I think I figured this out. We are live. I was just reading Jace's link that he sent me in LinkedIn for the scripted Docker container mid server, which I haven't played around with yet, but it's a live stream, so why not? We'll just fool around and do some fun stuff. And of course, someone's texting me in the middle of the live stream. What is going on? Oh, thanks, Joe. Apparently, Joe's watching, so appreciate that. Yeah, so it's been a minute since I've had a live stream, just a lot going on, both work-wise and personal life, and just had to kind of take a break. So I apologize for these not being every Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern. I forget what it is now. Is it 1700 UTC? But I'm back. So really excited about a couple of things going on. Number one, we've got the Zurich, I hope I'm saying that right, announcement tomorrow for the release preview. So that if you haven't already signed up, there's a Tech Now webinar that you can go sign up to see that. And what I'm expecting is two things. The doc site should get updated with all the new documentation for the Zurich release, or at least the release preview. Sometimes they do a second update right before the official actual release. What on earth is that? Sorry, I'm hearing noises outside. Okay. Yeah, thanks, Jace. Jace is talking about breaks are important, and yeah, they still are. They are important. You know, sometimes I'd rather not put anything out, make a video, or do a live stream if my mind and my heart aren't really in it. And so yeah, sometimes I just need a break and just to kind of regroup and or get caught up on things. So yeah. So thanks, Jace. Appreciate that. Jace is always very supportive. So we've got that happening this week. I don't know if you saw in the pre-roll too, there's a new conference coming in October. Thank you, Jace, for spearheading this. It's the Null Edge Conference. And that'll be October, was it October 17th? And what we're doing now is we're accepting proposals for sessions for content. So that is open until August 17th. So if you have something you want to share with the ServiceNow community and you weren't able to at the Knowledge Conference in Las Vegas back in May, this is your chance to submit something so the team can look at it and perhaps get that on the agenda. So I'm really grateful to be a part of that. Thank you, Jace, for inviting me. And I'm really looking forward to that conference in October. So that's something else. And then the last thing, or some kind of announcement, would be the store release for Zurich. That's probably going to happen tomorrow as well. So I'm anticipating a weekend full of reviewing store applications so that I can maybe get my ServiceNow Store Highlights episode out on time next Tuesday. That has been another switch. I'm doing those on Tuesdays now because of life, my weekends are not, I don't work a lot on the weekends anymore. So that's when I was doing SSH to release it on Monday. And now I'm going to rely on Monday to get that kind of done. But sometimes I do it on the weekend anyways. But okay, that's enough for announcements. This live session is about mid-server upgrade. And I have left everything the way it was. So you're going to see the situation that I'm in. In fact, let me point out one situation. This always happens with a live stream. Apparently, let's hit refresh here. This is my PDI. Apparently, ServiceNow did not renew their certificate. And so on the PDIs, the certificate expired on Tuesday, May 13th, which is so strange because I was in my PDI yesterday and had no problems. I didn't bother to look at the certificate, but today I can't get to my PDI in Chrome. And I'm sure you can. I'm sure Jace knows a way, but I can get to it in Safari. So I was able to override the certificate warning that's protecting me from being intercepted. And so I was able to get to my PDI in Safari. So I'm logged in, everything. And let's actually just hop over to my workspace here. And I'll show you, I have two Docker containers, one on Windows, one on Mac. I'm going to try to switch to Mac. Okay, so I've got this old Windows PC that's running a Docker mid-server, and it's part of my whole backup strategy and everything. But this PC is like on its last life, on its last breath. So I'd really like to switch over. But when I went to look at the Docker desktop on my Mac, which is right here, well, not right there. Let me pull that over right here. I noticed that there was two things going on. One is the last thing that happened was the server got invalidated, and I think that's a feature, not a bug. Basically, the mid server wasn't doing anything. So the first thing I need to do is fix the validation. But before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and upgrade. Let's see. There's an app on the store for certificate. Yeah, there is an app on the store, certificate inventory management. And I would hope ServiceNow is using that app, Jace. But I don't know about that certificate. I think it's kind of weird because why was it working yesterday and then not today, right? So maybe someone changed their certificate back to an older certificate for some reason. But yeah, that's some weirdness from ServiceNow. So please, if you work at ServiceNow, can you fix the PDIs so that their certificate is working again? Let's see. Got another comment here from, oh boy, I'm going to try to pronounce your name. Wojciech? Let's go with that. Is that common for you guys too, that mid-server service fails to restart after upgrade or patch on a Windows server? Yeah, not Windows for me. I'm using Linux. But yeah, it's hit or miss. Like sometimes I'll upgrade, it'll be fine. Sometimes I upgrade and the mid-server doesn't upgrade. So yeah, that's been my experience. Is I pretty much, if I do an upgrade, I'm going to probably have to do a mid-server upgrade. Jace actually responded, I generally see them fail to upgrade. It's pretty rare to see them fail to restart, in his opinion. Yeah, I've never had a problem restarting, but definitely failed upgrade. I'm going to turn my audio on. There I go, so I can hear you guys when you leave a comment. Okay, so that's a certificate issue, but I can get to it in Safari. So thank you, Safari, for making that happen. And this is why I see the validated, not validated. So this is, I'm going to first validate my Windows or my Mac OS Docker container. But before we do that, let's go back to the Docker container. I am using Docker Desktop, and there's a new version available. So, like I said, I started with everything the way it was. So we're going to go ahead and download that update and run the update. And while that's running, we'll go ahead and update and restart. Actually, this might go really fast. Then I want to revalidate my mid server. So the auto invalidation, I have a blog post on this. I did a video back in December that because I wasn't using my mid server, I had to go and actually fix it. So this is the fix. I'm just copying the code from that video, and we'll go to my mid server or my PDI, which is right here. And I'm just going to go to scripts-background and paste in that code. So basically, it's looking at the mid server, setting a property, and then restarting it. Let's go ahead and change the scope here to global. Looks like Docker is doing its thing while we're doing that. But I'll go ahead and run this script, which should, we got to put in our password. You everybody saw my password on the live stream. Don't share it with anybody. I am going to skip the login. I think I have an account with Docker. I just, for some reason, don't use it. Okay, so here's the mid-server objective shawl. I just use whatever names they have. I'm going to go ahead and start it. And I suspect that it is not going to start or not going to upgrade, but we'll see here in a second. So while that's running, I'm just going to move that off screen for a second. And we will go back to my workspace, and we should see that validation. Well, I think it's auto invalidate. It does actually show on here, but I'm in a good position where that should update if this server will actually upgrade. Untrusted. Oh crap, the certificate is actually messing up my PDI or my image server. For crying out loud, this sucks. I need ServiceNow to fix their certificate. So the mid server is not going to connect to it. Okay, go away. Update. I just updated. Software updates. Docker command line. Docker Scout. No restart needed. Okay, we'll go ahead and update. Well, crap. This kind of ruins my live stream. But I have a backup. So Jace sent over a link for a scripted mid server, which might be fun to play around with while we wait. Obviously, I'm not going to be able to connect it to my instance while this is going on. So it's just going to keep retrying. Crap. I didn't realize this was going to happen. I should have known this was going to mess up my mid server connecting because it's a secure server and it doesn't have a certificate. Let me do one other thing. Okay, so notice I have two mid servers, one on Mac and one on Windows. So let's pull my Windows one up, and we'll go ahead and start that. We'll see if it does the same thing. Starting mid server. I don't know why it wouldn't do the same thing. It's the same certificate probably needed. Yeah, Jace is right. It's not going to connect to my PDI. Yep. So I got no valid certificates. Okay, we're gonna pivot. It's a live stream. This is what happens. And I don't know. Is Jerry on? Yeah, Jerry Wong. Okay. So this is. Oh, it's green. That's funny. So my green screen is not doing it. So this is a bag from Knowledge 2025. There might be AI agents. They're not AI agents in my bag. Which is also funny that when I left the hotel, my plane was delayed like almost a full day. So I checked my bags, and the Venetian put fragile on my bag. And what's in this bag are snacks from the United Kingdom, provided by Jerry Wong. I've got shortbread fingers. I have Cadbury cream egg. I have Jaffa cakes. I have Milka bar, which I think is just a chocolate bar. And I've got, what is this? Limited edition steak and ale flavored crinkle cut crisp made with British potatoes. And is there an expiration date on this? Best before 19th of September 2025. So we got some time on this. I don't have to eat these today. What I wanted to try, okay, that's everything in the bag. What I wanted to try was this guy. Jaffa Cakes, the original. Let's see. Ugh. This is, I saw it somewhere here. 12 light sponge cakes with dark, crackly chocolate and a tangy, orangey center. I love the adjectives on that. So, let's see. Maybe they'll update the certificate while I am trying one of these orange cakes from Jerry. Here we go. Opening it up. First time ever eating junk food from the United Kingdom. I've never been to the UK. Okay, it smells really good. It's just like a cookie with a chocolate. I don't see spongy or anything. It is spongy. Oh wow. It's got a liquid center that is tangy, like orange. Oh my god, that's really good. Okay, put that away. Jason's sending me messages, so I better read his messages. That's really tasty, Jerry. Thank you for the Jaffa cakes. That could put some weight on me if I kept that around. But that was delicious. Okay. So Jace found, let's see if I can pull the comment up. Do you think this could fix the mid server and then a URL? Let's see, how can I get that? I need to go over to LinkedIn. Jace is always troubleshooting. I love that about him. Add SSL certificates for the mid server. You can add certificates to the mid server to communicate over SSL in one of two ways. Oh, so yeah, Jace, the SSL cert in Safari is just as bad as it is in Chrome. I just overrode the. Here's what Jace is saying. Export the SSL cert from Safari and add it to the mid. Yeah, it's the same bad cert, unfortunately, in Safari as it is in Chrome. I don't even know how to see the cert in Safari. Let's go back here. And then, is it this guy? Settings. I don't even know how to see the cert, but it's the same bad cert because I had to click through a warning saying I trust this site and I'm going to go to it anyway. So I think the certificate is just there. unfortunately. So I don't know that that's actually going to help. I don't think it'll help, Jace. Certain 591. No beer. I gave up beer probably over a year ago. So if I was going to drink anything, it would be a glass of wine. But it is way too early for me to be drinking wine because I won't want to work after I drink a glass of wine. But definitely not any beer. I do have tea. When I live stream, I make some tea. This is turmeric and ginger, so uh, nice and warm in case my voice gets messed up. And then I have water, of course, multiple water sources in case the live stream gets that intense. Yeah, Jace, I agree. I don't think that'll work either. The Safari certificate is just as expired as the other one. So how are we going to pivot? Let's see. I've got about 45 minutes left, and I've got it bad. So let me just hit refresh over here. Yeah, Jace, if you want to pop on, let me send you a URL to join me. I've never done this in a stream. Is your mid server? Can you wait? Is your PDI? Can you get to it though? He's waking his PDI. I don't see. It should be the same certificate for you that it is for me, because our PDIs are hosted on the same infrastructure. I'm pretty sure. So it's for service-now.com. I can't believe. So it doesn't every like production instance use service-now.com. Let's go to my other PDI and try it. Same thing. Oh gosh, Chrome, leave me alone. So same thing on my other PDI, and I think I have one more PDI. Which one was that one? I think it was. Oh, it's my my business address. So yeah, I don't think that. He is able to get to his PDI. Let me see if my mid can get to it. Oh my goodness. I can hear a fly in my office. That's hilarious. Did you ever see the episode of Breaking Bad where he's trying to get the fly that's in the cook place or whatever? That's what I was just reminded of when I heard the fly. It was a great episode. A totally like not plot moving episode, but it was good. It'll be 2 minutes. Okay, Jace, cool. So let's back up a little bit. Let's make use of this live stream. Let's head over to docs.servicenow.com. Well, that certificate's valid. Let's see. Certificate is valid. What are they using? They're using www.servicenow.com, and theirs doesn't expire until May 4th. Okay, Jace, I'm going to try your URL. I can't believe you just pasted that on LinkedIn for everybody. You are a brave, brave man. Okay, let's try his URL. It works. Jace's works. Why is it just mine that are messed up? Let's see. Yours doesn't expire until October 2025. Why has mine expired then? Mine's in May 2025. Okay, why am I getting a different certificate than you guys? This is gonna bug me. Oh, Jared said, okay. Thank you, Jared. I'm like, am I going crazy? So Jared says multiple other dev users are reporting the same issue on their PDIs. Okay, so maybe it's not everybody. It's just all of my PDIs, which I have too many of them. I didn't try my third one. Actually, you know what? That's a great idea. Let me. Jace has an idea of why mine might be. Is it because mine's been around for so long? I have a special PDI. He doesn't want to talk about it for other reasons. Okay, no worries. Thank you for protecting me. I'm assuming that was protecting me. Let me see. Looks easy. Let's go this one. I'll let you see what I'm doing here. I've got another profile with my business address. So let's sign in there. And get to my Bitwarden for my password. So if you're new to ServiceNow, this is how it goes. Literally. Sometimes things just don't go as planned. And okay, so this PDI is awake, and I can get to it. I can get to it. Sweet. Okay, I got a PDI I can work with. Perfect. This is what I needed. We've saved the stream. Thank you, Jared. Thank you, Jace. Unfortunate timing for a subset of PDIs. Yeah, it's always during a live stream. That's what I was just about to say. Like, whether it's live streaming or just working with ServiceNow, nothing is ever going to go perfectly. Okay, I found my code here. Okay. Yes, bugs in the air is a great. I don't hear the fly anymore, but he or she, it. I could hear it for a few minutes. I don't think I have any mid server set up on this one, so you're going to see the whole process this time because I need to get an account set up for this one. Yeah. So step number 1 will be to actually create a user account, and I think I'm just going to use the same one that's in my because I have the little file that will actually, if I use Jace's, it's in a script. It's a little environment file with the user information. So I think that server name was Pedantic Wing. Yeah, right there, Pedantic Wing. So I'm just going to copy that username into this one, and we're going to create a new user on my PDI that's actually working. By the way, while we're in here, let's check that certificate. Yeah, it's good till October 2025. Okay. The load balancer doesn't like me today for some reason. Doesn't like my PDI. Okay, there's my account. We'll just call this. I want to call this. We'll just call it mid server, and we will save. And what you want to do when you do this is you want to give it the role for mid server, and then that'll inherit the other roles that it needs. And I'm also going to check this box for internal integration user. So let's do that first. Save, and then we'll edit the roles down here. It's right behind my head. I'm just going to edit, and we'll look for MID mid server. Save. Perfect. So it added SOAP update, SOAP script, SOAP query, SOAP create. Oh, it added a bunch more than that. Okay, so I won't read all of those, but it added a bunch of different roles, which you can see here. And that's what your mid server needs, or your mid server account needs, in order to authenticate with the PDI with the instance of ServiceNow. And the last thing I need to do is actually set a password for this one. So let's go off screen for a second, and we will generate. Oh, it was protected. It was masked, so I didn't need to go off screen. So we will copy that value, and I will put that somewhere. Where am I going to put that? I'll put it right here. Okay, I've got my password, and we will save that. And then I'll close this, and that should have saved everything. Let's just reload the form. What I want to make sure is that sometimes when you set the password, it checks this password needs reset button. So the next time they log in, it makes them reset the password. No, I don't want that. So, okay, so we should be good there with the user account. And the next step is actually to create our mid server. So I'm actually I'm gonna do it the way I was planning first, and then if we have time, I'm gonna use Jace's script that he nicely linked to from GitHub. And actually that might be even faster. Okay, so what I was going to do, actually we'll do both, so everybody sees kind of two ways to do it. I'm going to go search for mid, and I want to grab the download for the Docker container. And so if I look here, I have a Linux Docker recipe 64-bit, and I'm just going to download that to my Mac. So just hit download here. And basically it's just a recipe, And I've been storing all my recipes here. Let's go to John Dahl's script. Okay, thanks for the correction, Jace. You were just nice enough to share it with me. Appreciate that. I've been storing them in my OneDrive personal here, so I just follow the inertia and keep putting it back in the same place. There I go, Yokohama. Oh, I didn't even check what version I'm on. Let's see, because I haven't messed with this PDI in a bit. Okay, so I'm on Yokohama patch 3. Patch 5 is the latest. We won't do an upgrade in the middle of the live stream. We'll spare you that. Plus, it'll take longer than a live stream anyways. So I've got this zip file, and I'm just going to go ahead and double click on that on my Mac, and it'll go ahead and create a folder with all that information in it, and I have everything I need here. Now, the next step is you need to configure this mid.env file to actually talk to your instance. Yes, we're okay. So you'll see there's no instance URL, there's no username, there's no password. I actually have one from the last time I did this, so I'll just copy that over. I can't see. It was Xanadu. It should be that one right there. So there's my mid.env file, which I'm not going to open up on the live stream because it has the password in there. But I did have one that I made just before the stream so that you could see. Why does it want to open with terminal? So you could see what that looks like. So the mid-server or mid.env file has the URL of the instance and the name of the user and the password and then the server name all in there. So I'm just going to populate that and in the new folder that we just opened. So Yokohama, there's my mid.env, and we'll just open that with text edit again. And my mid server or my PDI URL is up here. I don't think you can see me doing that, but I'm just copying it from my browser, paste, and my username was pedantic_wing, and then my mid server name, what do we want to call this? The mid server. That's going to be its name. I was calling mine Windows and Mac, but that. And then I'm going to paste the password in off screen. So I'm just going to move it over there and paste. And I'll save that. Okay, perfect. So now I've saved that and I have a valid mid.env. So we just need to build the container on Mac. So I've got I've documented all this in a Google Doc, and so I'm over there just looking. So last time I did this was on Windows. This is actually my first time doing it on my Mac. So we will open a terminal window. Which in Windows, if I was doing it there, I would have opened the WSL, Windows Subsystem for Linux, and done that. But on a Mac, you can actually use Linux or Bash, and so I don't need to do that. But I want to see, does it recognize Docker? Yes, it does recognize Docker. Okay. So we need to get to my OneDrive personal folder. So I think that would be under volumes. And then, nope, that's my actual physical volumes. So let's go back. Where is that? I'm looking for a mount folder and I don't see one. That's what happens when you are. Well, I was going to have to figure this out anyways. How do I get to this from the command line? Get info. Where are you? Any other Mac users out there? Am I the only one? It's not showing me where this is. I need just a little bit more information, please. Okay, let's try this. Let's go to my OneDrive personal. That trick didn't work. All right, we can figure this out. I'm going to go to my user folder and Justin Meadows. Ah, there it is. Okay, so we want. I've got two OneDrives. I want to go to the this one, not my business one. Perfect. Docker recipes. Perfect. Okay, so we're there. And we will do this command. All right, Jay says to get a file path on Mac, hold the Option key and select copy file name as path name. Thank you for that. I'm actually using I'm not using a Mac keyboard, so I don't have the Option key. I have a Windows key, but not the Option key. I've got it on my laptop, but for some reason I've just gone with my Logitech keyboard on this one. But thank you, Jace. Appreciate that. Okay, so now we need to build it. So I'm going to do a command here for, I don't see the whole, so these are instructions I'm looking at so you can see I'm not crazy. This is where I've copied and pasted. So I need the actual full Docker build, and then I go to the recipe, the whole file name, that folder, and then I tagged it. Okay, so let's do that. Do I need to get into that folder? No, I don't. All right, so we're gonna do, let's just clear my screen. We're gonna do Docker build, and then I am already in the directory, so shoot, I should have left up the folder names. Okay, so Docker build, and then we want mid-linux-container-recipe .yokohama, and then I can tab complete from that point. And we don't want the zip file, so I'm just going to throw a slash on there. And then I'm going to add my tag, and we'll call this Yokohama. And that should build my container. So let's take a look at, before I hit enter, let's go back here to, let's stop this container. Untrusted. Yeah, so that's the certificate issue. So I'm going to stop this container, go back to my list of containers, and now I have 3. When I get done executing that, we should see a 4th container show up here. So let's tuck that away here. And back here, I'm just going to enter. Allow. What the heck? Load metadata for Docker. Failed to build, failed to solve. Eclipse Temurin at AGK Alpine. Failed to resolve source metadata for Docker.io. No match for platform and manifest. Not found. What? I don't know what that means. Just gonna copy and paste that into my browser. That did me no good. So it's trying to find something as it's building and it can't find it. Where is that? Where is it referencing that? So this is the line that's throwing the error right here. Oh, so I got a couple missed messages here. Jan, the tag should contain the Docker tag, and then followed up with Docker build path, Docker recipe tag, Docker tag. Yeah, Jan, I've just been using, for me, since it's just my personal mid server, I've been tagging them with the release name. I don't know if you were on earlier, we're talking about, I've pretty much had to do this with every release. I've had to fix the mid server. So that's just something personal I started doing, was putting the tag in there based on the release. It doesn't have to be Yokohama. That's just what I chose. So I didn't mean to imply that, but thank you. Okay, Jace is wondering, if I cd in that directory and try docker build, does it work? Well, we could try that. Let's do it. Let's just go into, that saved me some time troubleshooting. Yokohama. All right, so now I'm there. Docker build. What was my command? Docker build. Oh, and then the tag. So we were just talking about Yokohama. Actually, let me clear my screen so you can see all this stuff. Docker build, and then tag with my Yokohama. You can make any tag name you want, like Jan said, and it didn't like that. Did I typed in build X? What did I do wrong? Let me give it a path. So Jay said it probably won't help, or probably won't help, won't fix it, but it figured what it doesn't hurt. You need docker build dot with the dot for current directory. Okay, I did slash, which is probably wrong. I can hear that fly again. Must be a big old fly. Okay, same error. Thank you, Jace. We thought that would be the same error. So this is where it's erroring out at, from Eclipse Temurin as pre-installation. Now, the reason I pulled that up is I wanted to see the Xanadu one, or that was the Xanadu one, wasn't it? Let's go to Tokyo. Was it the same thing? Open with text edit. Oh, that's a completely different. Open JDK8 as download _ verification. So it's definitely different in Tokyo. This Xanadu. What was the last one I did? The last one I did was Xanadu. So let's go this one. I think that's the one I got up open already. Yep. And what does Yokohama want? Open with text edit. Does anybody even know what this is? Well, I might have to try Jace's script, so that might be my backup. Let me just Google that really quick. And by Google, I mean whatever Safari is using. Yeah, it's Google. Visualizer details, Docker Hub. It's refers to a specific Docker image tag used for running Java applications within a containerized environment. So the Docker image isn't available? Is that the error I'm getting? So Jace was able to do it on Yokohama patch 5. Should be the same base image. Yep, just figured that out, Jace. That's the base image. Why is yours spinning up? Yeah. No match for platform in manifest. Is it my platform? Maybe I shouldn't have updated Docker before I did that. Yeah, it definitely has pre-installed stuff for sure. Okay, so I'm going to pivot again, and Jace says because his is awesome. Thanks, Jace. Can you like transfer your container over to my Docker desktop since yours is so awesome? Let's try Jace's script. So earlier in the chat on LinkedIn, Jace posted from John Dahl, was it? Machine using the Docker setup. Oh, Jace is not exactly the same situation I'm in. Yeah, I wonder if my Mac stuff has something to do with it. So Jace posted a very big, before we even got started, a script from John Dahl, was it? Yeah, John Dahl. I can see it in the URL, which I think I already have up here. Okay. So this is the script, and I need to put in my mid server information into the script. So I need to download the script and download. Yes. Let me go back to, whoops. This is John Dahl, everybody. I've never met him, but he put some cool stuff out there, and Jace linked to his mid server script. And then we'll open that repo that I just got out of mid server Docker setup. And there's an overview with some instructions. And basically, you set up your account, you set up the internal integration user flag, and install or validate your host has the JQ and unzip packages installed. I'm going to skip that step, and that might be what's actually not working, but we'll go ahead and set the variables on that script that just downloaded. So let's go find it. Here we go. Actually, this is my downloads. Let's just go here this way. I think. Downloads. And then I'm going to do, what is this script called? Create. All right, so now we get to put in our instance name. It's just the instance name? Oh, it needs to be in quotes. Oops. That instance name is, where'd it go? Ah, there it is. That fly is really trying hard to get out of here. It's kind of funny. Paste that instance name in there. Okay. And then the mid server name, we'll just, what did I call it? I think I called it the mid server. The mid MID underscore server. And that's the display name. And then he's already programmed in the container name. So then we need to put my username in there. Pedantic wing, if I could spell. And then my password I'll do off screen. Just making sure all my changes saved. Yeah. Okay, so I've got that updated, put the password in there. Bob Funk says, good luck, randomly appeared in my feed. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. I love being the random thing in people's feeds. Sometimes I wonder too if like someone randomly clicks on and is like, what's this dude doing? But yeah, glad to have you, Bob. All right, so I've got that up there, and I think we just need to run this, right, Jace? Where'd Safari go? Let's go back in those instructions. Execute the script. The instance will be queried for the correct mid version. The Linux Docker recipe will be downloaded from service now. The recipe will be extracted and the image built. An export folder will be created to map the container MIDS exports to the host, and a Docker composed YAML file will be created and instance started. Do I need to be in a certain directory? This script sets up a very basic MIDS server. Upgrades. Okay, I'm just going to stay in the directory I am. I think I'm in my downloads folder. Yep. So let's just run it. It was, oops, what was that file name? Is it gone? Yes, Bob. Yes, this is ServiceNow. Yeah. You stumbled upon me. But the purpose of this one was actually to upgrade a mid server on my ServiceNow instance. And there's some certificate issue going on with my PDIs or my personal developer instances. So yeah, this definitely related to ServiceNow. So I don't know how much you know about ServiceNow, but it's a fun platform to live stream and figure things out in front of everybody, which is what I'm currently doing. Okay. There we go. Okay, this is my first time doing this, so error pull access denied. Error response from Damon. Pull access denied for that server. Repository does not exist or may require Docker login. And then mid server will start shortly. Do not forget to validate it. Okay. There's another error back up here. Zip file. You cannot find zip file directory in one of. So I'm just reading through these. So it wasn't able to download from the instance. Did I put the right instance name in there? Well, it did form the Docker compose. Did it actually do it? I'm losing track of which. Let's see. It's not this one. It's not this one. It's not that one. I've lost the window of the actual instance. Where did it go? Login. That is not the right instance. Let's try in. That's not it. Ah, it's right in front of me. Dev 286650. Yep, I got the server name right, or the ServiceNow instance name right. It's like this fly is talking to me. Okay. So I've had two fails. One is the script to automatically do this, and pull access denied. Okay. Well, this sucks. This is the worst live stream ever. It's a great way to come back and be absolutely useless for everybody. You know that step I skipped of making sure some packages were there. Let's see, where was this? Install or validate your host has the JQ and unzip packages installed. Jace, do you know what he's talking about there? Is this my problem? Install or validate your host has the JQ and unzip. I'm sure unzip is in there. Cannot find unzip. Cannot find zip file directory. So it does have unzip in one of dot. So it's just not able to download the file. What if I downloaded the file and put it there? Let's do that. Mid.linux-container recipe. Okay, so I have that file. Let's go to my recipes, which was in my personal folder, Docker recipes, Yokohama, which is right here. Actually, I want this guy right here, mid Linux container recipe. Is that what he's looking for? Mid Linux, yeah. So let's copy this to my downloads folder where I'm running this. All right, so now it should be there. Let's clear the screen and try it again. Same thing. Ugh. So frustrating. Just so you know, like how frustrating this is, my entire backup strategy for my PDI relies on there being a mid server connected to it so I can copy files off to a safe place to store them. So I'm like in serious jeopardy of, losing important things because my backups can't run, and now I can't even spin up a mid server. Cannot find zip file directory in one of, no, it's right there. Is it looking for a different directory? What's this export folder? So there's this, it's created this two things, this console and Docker and this export folder. Hey, the file I just downloaded is gone. Where did it go? Okay, let's try this again. Okay, so it archives it. Where is it archiving it? Either this file is not a zip file or it constitutes one disk of a multi-part archive. In the latter case, the central directory and zip file comment will be found on the last disk of this archive. Okay. Put it in here and here. I'm shooting in the dark here, everybody. Yeah, I didn't like that either. Did it get rid of it in here? No, it's still there. So it's doing something with that zip file, but it doesn't like the zip file. Let's read through this actual script. What is John doing here? Get the instance mid-server version. So it assembles the URL and attempts to get the version. Setting up a mid-server, release date, release month, get the recipe. It's running a curl, install.servicenow. So is this actually working? Let's try this. Oh, he's got these variables for the release year, release month, and release day that are not in there. And the release. I wonder if this is even working. He's doing this. Is that command actually working? Shutting down the existing mid-server container, setting up a new mid-server container. So it's getting to this part right here for setting up for the version null. Okay, so it's not getting. Okay, so this command isn't running. It's not executing properly. Let's do a simple test here. We will go take this URL, and I'm going to. Can I impersonate my mid-server user? Yes. We'll impersonate my mid-server user, paste in that URL. I need the right instance name, dev. Shoot, I lost it. 2886650. Okay, it needs a name and password. So my username is pedantic _wing, and then my password is on my other screen. No, it's over here actually. Sorry, gotta take that off screen. Copy. We'll paste that in. Ah, it did. It's returning Yokohama 12.18.24 patch 3. So that's all working. But why does it say null when it tries to run it here? So it has version null there. Release URL get header accept JSON user mid password release echo release. That one, this one. So this release value is not getting set. And it gets set here. User mid server password. Oh man. Well, not only was it a failed live stream, I still don't have my mid server up and running, and I've got 2 minutes left. Well, okay. Well, there might be a second live stream. I'm kind of stuck. What I'd really like to do, I didn't want to use this PDI anyways. I'd like to get this certificate issue fixed and then put this mid server back where it should be. But that doesn't help that they're not building. My containers aren't building properly. So I'm going to probably stop troubleshooting this for now just because I got some other stuff I got to do, but might come back to this later. So here's what I can do. I can actually, if I figure this out, maybe do another video or something. Oh, Jace just sent a bunch of messages. Sign up spur, like. So Jace is saying, I spin up something in Google Cloud. I've actually thought about that just so I can get to it. I can use Google Cloud or AWS. It logs in as the mid-server user, gets your version, family patch. Yeah, I think something's broken there though, Jace. It's not working. Run it from the directory where you want this stuff saved. So you want a directory, try logging into your Docker desktop. Maybe it's an auth issue with Docker. I wonder if you log into Docker desktop. Seems like the same error as the base image. Yeah, I'm getting the messages now. For some reason they weren't coming through, but I got them all, Jace. Okay, I'm gonna wrap the live stream up. It's 2 o'clock for me. It was a failed live stream, but I got to get my practice in. I haven't done this in a while, so it's good to see you guys. Good to get in here. Appreciate the interaction. I'll be back next Wednesday, 1 p.m. Eastern, 1700 UTC. Check out the Null Edge conference if you haven't already. I think it's nulledge.com, or is it thenulledge.com? You go to that website, yeah, and it starts in 78 days. They're calling for proposals for content right now, so this is the call for proposals at the top. Closes on the 17th, so if you have a topic that you'd like to present, feel free to do that. And is there anything else? Yeah, my blog is justin.house. If you just type in JUSTIN, in fact, I'll do it for you, .HOUSE, that'll take you to my blog where all my stuff is. Mostly just ServiceNow store highlights videos, but I got another one queued up for this week for something else, not ServiceNow related. But that's where you can find me. And then, yeah, I got it. I got that one right. Oh, thanks for putting it in the chat, Jace, so people can click on it. And thank you for stopping by if you did. And we'll see you next week. And if you pay attention to my channel, I will definitely post however I fix this pickle that I'm in with my mid server, because I really, really need it in order to back up all my work. So thanks, everyone. I'm going to put the video on, leave it on for about 5 minutes. You're welcome to stick around. Otherwise, hit me up on the socials, LinkedIn, YouTube, whatever. Leave a comment, and we'll see you next time. Thanks, guys.